Hi, everyone. So for this micro teaching session, I will be teaching a group of Ukrainian university professors who are my real students, and they are studying English online in this class, and their proficiency level will be from intermediate to some of them are upper intermediate, and our topic will be culture. So let's see. I will be focusing on the following objectives, and I will introduce this to our students at the beginning of the class. So our tasks are to use culturally relevant vocabulary, idioms, and phrases in the context, create visual and multimedia artifact that expresses their personal culture, and share their artifact on Padlet and explain the cultural significance behind it. So I will begin my class with this question. What does culture mean to you in one word? I will take a pause. Students will think, and I will elicit their answers. Yes, exactly. Those can be traditions, heritage, values, and I will continue eliciting their answers. Our next activity will be vocabulary review. So my first activity is cultural connections. The goals that I will impose to students will be activate prior vocabulary knowledge and work in pairs and in small groups. So I will introduce the list of vocabulary. Actually, I will not introduce it for the first time because they are supposed to know these words. So they are from our module, and I will explain to students that we are going to practice those words. Okay, so this is their vocabulary list broken into categories. All right, and the task will be to work in breakout rooms, and they're going to very simply create sentences. Okay, so they are going to create sentences and trying to use as many words as possible from our list. I will give them some time, and they're going to work in pairs probably, or in groups, and after that they will share their sentences with each other. Okay, so this will be their first activity. They are going to write either in their notes or in our Zoom chat. I really like to utilize Zoom chat. After that, we were going to do cultural scenario cards, and my language for them, my activity will be to work again in pairs or in groups. They will choose a scenario and they will collaborate to select 3 to 4 vocabulary words that fit the context. They will create a short dialogue or description using the words. Again, I will allocate about 5-6 minutes to complete the task, and afterward they will share and discuss their creative responses, and we are going to do a gallery walk, but online. It requires some time and some technical preparation from an instructor, but I already feel confident doing that because we very often practice with that. So the first scenario will be, which is on the screen, so you can read this, and we will read this together with them before I put them into breakout rooms. And then scenario number 2. And depending on how many students I have, so I can create more scenarios for them. So, and again, students are going to be in breakout rooms. Remember that the assignment is 5-6 minutes. And then I will return them, and they're going to share their ideas. But it will be gallery walk. It means that I will regroup them into breakout rooms. All right, and finally, our climax of the class will be artifact creation. So my instructions will be to create a visual or multimedia artifact that represents their personal culture. For this activity, students can use either to create a digital collage or poster with images, symbols, or simply words that reflect their cultural identity, or they can even draw or maybe even paint a picture to illustrate key elements of their background. So it's either about personally them or a little bit broader about their culture. The task will be to include at least 3 words or phrases from today's lesson and from our module. I will tell them that they can write these words and phrases directly on their artwork, or creatively integrate them into their digital collages. And this time they are going to work on Padlet. So my students already know how to do this and how to work on Padlet. I will put them into breakout rooms, and despite the fact that it is individual task, individual representation, but they still are going to work in breakout rooms to create these collages or to draw together so they can work on their assignments and discuss them. The activity will take about 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes, they're going to share their ideas with other groups. And again, it's going to be an online gallery work. However, if you have only 4 or 5 students, so sharing in class would be also possible. The only thing is, even if you have 5 students, one is presenting, think what other students can do. They can either write on Padlet, and in a minute I will show you this Padlet, or they can write in Zoom chat either their reflections or their questions. So make them sweat, make them work, not just listen. Okay, and imagine that I had my students working on the Padlet. So here they are artifacts. Okay, so these are the pictures that my students created, and they even had some time to write what stands behind this picture. Working on a Padlet is not very difficult. If your students need some help, you can provide them with instructions. It's just in my case, students knew how to do that. All right, so, and of course, after we practiced vocabulary and did a couple of assignments and did our artifact, exit ticket is something that I do every class. So my questions would be to students, what was the most significant takeaway or insight you gained from today's lesson or activity? And what is one English word or phrase you learned today that you would like to use in the future? Again, they can either answer orally, or they can write in the Zoom chat. Finally, my favorite activity is to use our suitcase, and every time we have different suitcase. Today we have our language suitcase related to culture and their self-representation. So I would ask them, what do you take in your language suitcase? And again, students will reflect. So this is a short demonstration, even not a demonstration, but more a description of a lesson that I can do with my Ukrainian professors. We will not cover grammar explanation or vocabulary explanation. It's more like a review. And actually, it's the class that I'm going to conduct soon with them. Thank you.